Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So did you know that when replacing a transmission or mechatronic on a Volkswagen or Audi, it might leave an unexpected error code that will leave you scratching your head? So this happened to my client, and I wanted to show you guys the exact process on what I did to help get this car back on the road. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how he was able to make $3,500 in the process. So let's jump right into it, guys. Today's title is how to program a Mechatronic on a 2013 Audi S5 with the Maxisys Ultra. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Curtis Harden. I'm an independent Auto diagnostic consultant. I align people with the perfect tool strategy and then give them the results that you see in this presentation. So if you're looking to purchase your tool, or if you're not able to get assistance from your existing supplier, head on over to auteltech.co.za and book the diagnostic tool consultation. So this is what you're going to learn, you guys. You're going to see the tools used to do this procedure. You're going to learn the key terminology and definitions used in the Volkswagen and Audi diagnostics. You're going to discover the OEM programming and coding strategies. You're going to discover the common error code after replacing a mechatronic and how to resolve it. And lastly, how to program and code a new mechatronic on a 2013 Audi S5. So the tools that we used in this case study were the following: the Maxisys Ultra with the J2534, the Windows 10 laptop, and your new mechatronic. So to give you a bit of background on this case study, a customer approached my client, who is a transmission repair shop, after being quoted $15,000 by the dealership to replace his transmission. He then sent, the customer went to my client for a second opinion, and my client just determined that the mechatronic needed to be replaced, not the entire transmission. So unsure if his Auto tool could handle the process, I told him that he could do it, but he might need to update his tool. And updates are expensive, and he had several options. So I told him, if I sell you the update, I can guarantee you that I can walk you through the programming and configuration process. And that's what he opted to do, and that's why I'm going to show you exactly how we're able to do this. Okay, so some key definitions. First is the famous P170100. So this indicates that the transmission control unit has become locked after the mechatronic replacement or transmission replacement. It's likely because the new mechatronic unit was not properly configured to the vehicle specification. So anytime you replace a transmission or mechatronic on the Volkswagen or Audis, you're going to get this error code automatically, and your Auto is not able to rectify this error code. You need to use the Otis software. Okay. The next definition is software version management. So it's a system used by Volkswagen and Audi to manage and ensure that the control units in a vehicle have the correct software update. So what it's going to do is it compares a software coding into the control units with the latest version available. When it sees a discrepancy, such as outdated software or incorrect coding, the SVM will calculate new coding values or suggest software updates, and the system will then prompt the technician to update the control unit with the new calculated values. Okay, so when you have a brand new module from the dealer that comes to you blank, you're going to need to do this procedure. So it's essentially programming. Okay, and after you do that, you're going to have this function, basic setting. So basic setting is like a reset or a recalibration procedure for a specific control module or component, and it's typically required after replacing or servicing certain components. This procedure restores the component to its factory default state and ensures that the system can relearn critical parameters for proper operation. Okay, so you're going to see this done a lot in this process. We're going to go to the basic settings and so forth. Okay, Now let's look at this mechatronic. So the mechatronic in this diagram is a critical component in modern dual clutch and automatic transmissions for the Volkswagen and Audi vehicles. And it combines the mechanical, hydraulic, and electrical systems into one unified unit. So managing the gear shifting and the clutch operations with precision. Okay. Its key functions are the electronic control. Okay. It also have a TCM. Okay, and the hydraulic control and sensors, okay, and the real-time adjustment feature. Okay, so it's a complex piece of technology, probably over-engineered in my opinion, but that's how it is. All right, so step number 1. Analyzing the OEM information. All right, it all starts with the research, and getting European repair information is difficult. I usually just go straight to the manufacturer to get it, and even with that, it's difficult to comprehend. But this is the strategy I laid out for my client. You can see here we're going to do the renew shift unit, and then the calibration for the of gear sensor. Repairing and adjusting selector level cable. All right, and then renewing the mechatronic unit for dual clutch. Okay, which is here. Replace control unit mechatronics. We're gonna find that feature. Renewing the dual clutch, basic settings, follow the adaptations of clutch kiss points, and you're gonna see these on the Autel. Okay, and then lastly the gear oil change. Okay, so that's the strategy. Take a picture of it because you're going to need it. Now, step number 2, using the Otis software to resolve the P170-100 transmission control unit module lock error. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the error code. Okay, so from what I recall, I want to go and do the immobilizer adaptation. Okay, servicing immobilizer. The following has been entered. Do you accept? All right, we're gonna go ahead and click yes. Let me do that. Yes. Okay, please wait. No data could be read from the following control module. Action is being continued. Okay, I used to hate working on Volkswagen, but I've been helping people so much, I got decent with it. You know, the software isn't that user friendly, but it works. Okay, so there is an error that I'm going to show you guys. All right, right here, TCM download not okay. All right. So I was trying to figure out what caused this to happen. So I started talking to the client, and I was asking him more about the mechatronic. Like, you know, I'm trying to determine if that is problematic. So what's great about this software, you can actually see the part number, okay, of the mechatronic, and I'm going to show you where that is. Let's see. Okay, so this is the part number, and what I did was I wrote it down, and it's an original dealer one. So now that I know it's from the dealer, this thing is blank. There's no operating system on it. So I said, okay, what we need to do is do the SVM programming to get, you know, this thing with some software into it. Okay, and I apologize ahead of time, guys. Like, when I'm doing these TeamViewer sessions, I put it on pause, and I couldn't get the whole TCM procedure. But you can see right here, you see the coding was complete. All right, you can see that. All right, and then it's comparing other modules that need coding. Okay, and I'm just gonna focus on the one that we did. I'm just gonna deny these other ones. All right, but the TCM now is programmed. Okay, and we're going to follow the prompts. Turn the ignition on and off. Alright, please wait 15 seconds. Alright, we have to have a battery maintainer. Okay, the identification of the control unit. Alright, everything's looking good so far. Alright, so after we got some programming done, alright, our next step is to do the immobilizer adaptation. Okay, which I'm going to show you here. Alright, we got to synchronize this bad boy. Alright, so let's go to the immobilizer. Alright, we're just going to follow the prompt, servicing immobilizer. You can see right here. Alright, there's our VIN. Okay, and then it's going to ask us how many keys we have, and we're just going to be doing one. That's all the client had. Alright, and you can see here everything is, we have the software on that TCM. We said okay, so we're good to go. Alright, or we just want one. Alright, and that's that. Alright, so now we have the key synchronized. So now I'm going to go use the Autel and erase the codes and do the rest of the procedure with the Autel. Okay, so let's see what we got. Alright, so here's all the modules. Alright, let's go ahead and scan this thing. Alright, so these are the codes that came up. I'm going to erase them and see what's left. Okay, so let's go ahead and click quick erase. Alright, we got them all erased there. And then we're going to see these are our remaining codes. Alright, so these are pretty much just configuration or basic settings that we got to do. Alright, and that's going to be my next step, which is calibrating the gear sensor using the guided functions. Okay, so if I go to guided functions here on the left, okay, let me just do one more quick erase. Alright, guided functions. Click that. Alright, and then I'm going to go to basic settings, I believe. Let's see. Okay, to perform the basic settings as desired, the ignition needs to be turned on. Click continue. Alright, and this is we have to go through all of these processes here, okay? But this was the first one, alright? And that's going to be our next step, okay? Alright, so this is going to take some teamwork, and it needs to be timed precisely, okay? So turn off the, let me rewind it again. Rewind it for you guys. Turn off the engine, apply the parking brake, secure the vehicle to prevent it from rolling away, then the ignition on. Okay, ignition on. Move the selector into the park position. Okay. Alright, place the selector lever in the specified area. Let me do that quickly. Right here, place the selector lever in the specified position on the shift gate. Alright, and then we're going to click continue once we do that. And then we're going to follow these instructions. Place the selector on park, depress the brake. Alright, and then move it out of park. Release the brake and put it into drive, and then place the selector into neutral. Okay, so we have to do these manually. Alright. And then once that's done, I'm going to click continue, and then we're going to get another set of instructions. Okay, so depress the brake pedal. Alright, and then leave the selector in the P position on the shift gate. Alright, now move the selector on the shift gate to gear D, drive. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the client to do that. All right, now move the gear selector into the neutral position, and then we're gonna wait. All right, following the instructions to perform calibration. All right, now it's been completed. Turn off the ignition for 10 seconds and then right back on. All right, we're gonna wait the 10 seconds, and then after that's done, we'll click continue. And then we should get a confirmation. All right, so I'm going to click S2 just because I want to see our next step, which is reading and erasing error codes to verify configuration success. Okay, we still got our ways to go, but I just want to see what this does. And keep in mind, you guys, the car is starting. Okay. All right, so we'll click OK, and we're going to go back, and we're just going to delete everything and see what comes up again. If I fast forward it a bit, you can see here, okay, we have no more codes, which is good. Okay, so now what you need to do is completing guided functions for calibration and adaptation of transmission components. Okay, so what you're going to need to do in this next step, all right, we're going to go to guided functions. We're going to do the number 2 here, which is replace control unit mechatronics. Okay, and it's going to walk you through the process. I didn't record this just because we had to continue a different day, and it was end of day, so I just showed him pretty much where to go. All right, but what's important is right here. Let me just fast forward it. All right, you got to do this step, and this step, and that's something that he can do now. Like he knows where to go, and it's pretty much just following the procedures. Okay, so once you do all of these, then that car is going to be service ready. All right, now, how did my client generate $3,500 by learning to install and program a Mechatronic? Okay, so let's do the math. All right, it's very simple. He quoted the client $6,200. All right, what I love about European vehicles is the high perception of repair. So like this seems like a wholesale cost. The dealer did us a favor, quoting them $15,000, and they can do it like half the price, right? And he got the Mechatronic, a brand new one, at a good price at $2,700. All right, these you get them for around $3,000, $2,900, but he got a good deal on this one. Okay, so he pocketed $3,500 on this amount. Now the beauty of this is, if he does this once a month now, all right, he can start accepting these clients, because we talked about this. He told me previously that Kurt, I'm getting more people who are having these transmission problems, and the dealers are quoting them like $15,000. And he said, like, would we be able to solve this problem? I said, yeah, I do this all the time. So if he did this like once a month, maybe at the end of the year he can probably generate like over 40K. Okay, so you see how one decision can really he's investing in himself, by having me giving him the tools and resources to do this in-house. Okay, so yeah, man, that's pretty much it. In summary, anytime you replace a Mechatronic unit, you'll likely encounter the fault code P170-100 that the transmission control unit is locked. So this is normal and can only be resolved by using the Otis software to unlock the module and perform the necessary adaptations. Okay, next is, before you start any programming or coding, review the OEM instructions, as this will guarantee you follow the correct steps, preventing any incomplete configurations. There was no way he was going to be able to figure this out himself. you know, you can spend as much time you can online, but you're going to see that every VIN number is a little bit different. Okay. Next, always perform the software version management programming on the new Mechatronic unit. Once completed, follow the key adaptation to synchronize the keys with the immobilizer system, ensuring proper vehicle start and security functionality. Okay. Next, complete the final basic settings and adaptations with the Maxisys Ultra. Okay, you can use the Otis software, but I don't know. For me, I'll use it to what it needs to, you know, get the primary task done, which is the immobilizer setting. And the Auto is just a little bit more user friendly in this, in my opinion. Okay, and then lastly, if you want to elevate your skill and tackle complex jobs, cutting corners may leave you unable to deliver when it matters most. So, as I said, my client had a decision. If he wanted to go the cheaper route, he could have, in terms of, like, you know, buying his updates somewhere else and stuff like that, or in other people's cases, buying their tools somewhere else. But you can see he would have never learned this skill. Like, it would have took him years to have the confidence to do that. Okay, so just keep that in mind, guys. All right, you don't. I always tell people it's a problem if I care about your customer more than you do. Okay, and you can't do it for cheap. You can't go that way. All right, so with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, programming is something that everybody needs to get into, and you know, tackling these European vehicles, it's not as bad as you think. Okay, it really isn't. It's really just a mindset. Okay, so with that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.